Hello, and welcome back to the English Grammar course. This is Marian, your English teacher. And after a quick review of our last lesson's topic on the future continuous, we'll be dedicating this lesson to a full review of the simple and continuous forms of the present, past, and future. But first, future continuous review. We use the future continuous to indicate an action that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. I'll be cooking when you arrive. We also use the future continuous for an ongoing action happening before and after a specific time in the future. I'll be performing live tomorrow at 3 p.m. This sentence means that I will start performing before 3 p.m. and will still be performing after 3 p.m. To speak in the future continuous, we use the construction subject plus will be plus present participle, which means verbs ending in ing or ing. For example, they can't come for drinks tomorrow. They'll be watching the new Wes Anderson movie. To use adverbs with the future continuous tense, we place the adverb between the two auxiliary verbs will and be, and follow the pattern subject plus will plus adverb plus be plus present participle. For example, I'll no longer be playing guitar with this group. To form negative sentences in the future continuous, we use the construction subject plus will not plus be plus present participle. And in spoken and informal English, we can also contract will not to won't. They won't be joining us for dinner tonight. Finally, to ask questions in the future continuous, we follow the structure will plus subject plus be plus present participle. Will you be studying in Madrid next year? All right, it's time to practice. Can you choose the grammatically correct sentence? This time on Thursday, he'll driving to the airport. This time on Thursday, he'll be driving to the airport. The second sentence is correct. Don't forget the auxiliary be. It is important, even necessary, to form the future continuous. I can't go for lunch tomorrow. I'll be decorating the new office. I can't go for lunch tomorrow. I'm be decorating the new office. The first sentence is correct. We must use the auxiliary be, will and be, not the auxiliary be twice. On my holiday, I won't be waking up at 7 a.m. as I usually do. On my holiday, I won't not be waking up at 7 a.m. as I usually do. The first sentence is correct. The proper way to contract will and not is won't, W-O-N'. Marion, I'm going to New York next week. Katie, cool. Where will you be staying? Marion, I'm going to New York next week. Katie, cool. Where will you be staying? The second dialogue is correct. We must use the present participle and not the infinitive of the verb stay. The metro line will not be operating normally on Christmas Day. The metro line won't be operating normally on Christmas Day. The second sentence is correct. The point of contractions is to make spoken language easier and more fluent. Contracting the auxiliary will with the noun metro line only makes it clunkier and therefore not easy to say. This time tomorrow, my brother will be taking his final exam. This time tomorrow, my brother be taking his final exam. The first sentence is correct. Don't forget the auxiliary verb will when forming the future continuous. Great work! We've finished. Now let's move on to our full practice and review session of the simple and continuous tenses. Let's start with the present simple and continuous. We use the present simple to indicate an action we do regularly. I walk to work. We use it to indicate something that is true now or always true. I live in Paris. And to express feelings that are happening right now. I'm happy. We use the present continuous for an action we are doing now. I'm walking to work. For something that is changing or growing. She's getting taller. Or to indicate that an event happens regularly or repeatedly. It's always snowing here in winter. Great work! Let's begin our practice. Can you fill in the gaps using either the present simple or continuous? She doesn't like carrot cake. We are talking about something that is always true. Therefore, we use the present simple. We're not having pasta for dinner. I made pizza instead. We are talking about an action happening now. Therefore, we need to use the present continuous. How long are you staying in Budapest for? Here we are talking about an ongoing action, an action that will last a long time. Therefore, we use the present continuous. I like to read before bed. We don't drink much beer. I clean my apartment every Sunday. This is an action we do regularly. It's a routine. Therefore, we use the present simple. Do you enjoy hiking? What do you want? She's going shopping now. We go to the beach every weekend. I'm sorry, she doesn't want to go out with you. He has a dog. They're having a party. I'm watching the new season of Stranger Things. It's my favorite show. We watch a new film every week during movie night. I never eat mushrooms. I'm having dinner with Josie. Fantastic! Now we can move on to a review and practice of the past simple and continuous. We use the past simple to indicate that an action happened once in the past. I broke my toe last week. We also use it to refer to an action that finished at an unspecified time in the past. I lived in Paris last year. This sentence means that I do not live in Paris now, and I do not indicate when I stopped living in Paris. The end is unspecified. Finally, we also use the past simple for an action that happened regularly in the past. I walked to work last year. Now, we use the past continuous for an action that was happening in the past until another action started, usually in the past simple. I was walking to work when someone tried to rob me. We use the past continuous for an action that happened before or after a specific time. I was already sleeping at 11 p.m. Notice how we can use an adverb between the auxiliary verb be and sleeping. Finally, we use the past continuous to indicate an action lasted for a long time in the past. I was running late for work this morning. Let's get practicing. Can you fill in the gaps with either the past simple or the past continuous? I played tennis yesterday. I was playing tennis yesterday. In this situation, both of these sentences are correct. If you say, I was playing tennis yesterday, you're putting more emphasis on the action lasting a long time. She had a heart attack while she was working. While she was working was the action that was happening in the past continuous until another action started, which is generally in the past simple. Don't be fooled by the order of the sentence. Working was the first action, and having a heart attack was the second one that interrupted it. They went to Italy last summer. This is an action that happened once at a specific time in the past. Therefore, we use the past simple. My sister started a new job yesterday. Ben and Tom were playing tennis when Ben hurt his ankle. Josh was partying when his mother called. Last night I was sleeping when I heard a scream from next door. The ribs were cooking for hours in the oven. By using the past continuous, we are emphasizing the duration of the time that the ribs were cooking. My mom lost her keys at the supermarket last week. The team was losing until Mike started scoring lots of goals. I decided to call a friend while I was shopping. The dog was playing nicely until it got scared and bit my hand. The police caught the bank robbers as they were driving away. She brought lasagna to dinner yesterday. I swam in the sea today. Well done! Let's move on to review and practice of the simple future and continuous tenses. There are two common ways of talking in the simple future, with the modal auxiliary verb will or the construction going to. We use will to express beliefs or predictions about the future. She'll never go to Canada. To make offers or promises. I'll come pick you up. And to express instant decisions. I'll clean the closet now. We use the construction going to indicate plans and firm intentions. I'm going to the beach tomorrow. And for events that are probable based on what we can see around us. It's going to rain. We use the future continuous for an action that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. I'll already be swimming by the time you join me at the beach. And for an ongoing action that was happening before or after a specific time in the future. I will be out clubbing at 12 a.m. All right, time for practice. Can you fill in the gaps appropriately with either the simple future or continuous? You look cold. I'll make you some tea. This is an instant decision from the speaker. Therefore, we use the future simple with will. Lisa and I probably won't come to the park because it looks like it's going to rain. Won't come is the simple future with will because we are referring to plans. Whereas it's going to rain, we use the construction going to because it is a belief about the future based on what we can see. By tomorrow night, you'll be celebrating in London, and we'll be flying to Morocco. These are firm plans and intentions. Therefore, we are using the simple future with the auxiliary verb will. Promise me you won't call before 5 p.m. I don't want my boss seeing me take personal calls at work again. I'll be sleeping when you arrive, so please don't be too loud. Here we use the future continuous to indicate an ongoing action in the future, and in this case, that will be interrupted by another event or action. Hopefully, we'll be sunbathing on the beach all day tomorrow. We are emphasizing an ongoing action that will last a long time in the future. Therefore, it's appropriate to use the future continuous. When are you going to have another party? People will drive flying cars in the future. This is a prediction about the future. We can also say, people will be driving flying cars in the future. That was a terrible idea. I won't be taking Laura's advice again. I won't take Laura's advice again. Both these answers are correct. In the first example, I won't be taking Laura's advice again implies many times in the future that the speaker will not accept this person's advice. To use the simple future indicates a more punctual decision, that she will singularly not accept Laura's advice again. As we have mentioned in our previous lesson, the simple future and continuous can be used quite interchangeably and are both correct in this situation. At this rate, you'll be speaking Spanish fluently in no time. The population of France will reach 69 million by the end of the decade. Sorry, I forgot to clean the kitchen. I'll do it after lunch. Just you wait, he'll ask for money again soon. Just you wait, he'll be asking for money again soon. Using the simple future, he'll ask for money again soon, implies that he will ask one time, whereas using the future continuous, he'll be asking for money, implies that he will be asking multiple times. It is an ongoing action that is repeated or will be repeated in the future. Look at that nasty gray cloud. I bet it's going to rain soon. I know the manager well. She won't expect us to work overtime. I know the manager well. She won't be expecting us to work overtime. Great work! Now that we have reviewed and practiced in depth the simple and continuous forms of the past, present, and future, it's time to tackle the perfect tenses. See you soon for the next phase of our chapter on all things English tenses. See you soon!